Okay, so have you guys seen this niche email pro GPT thing popping up everywhere? It's like all over my feed. And, it's got me thinking. I mean, it's basically like having like a whole team of AI email marketing experts just like working for you 24/7. I don't know about you, but that sounds kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, a little too good to be true, maybe.
Right. Like, is it really possible? So that's exactly why we're here today, to do a deep dive into this whole niche email pro GPT thing and see if it actually lives up to all the hype.
Yeah, I'm curious too. There's a lot of buzz around it.
For sure. So to help us break it all down, I've got an expert here with me today.
Hey everyone, yeah, I've been digging into this as well, and honestly, what's really got me interested is how they're saying Niche Email Pro GPT solves some of the biggest problems people face when they're trying to make money online, especially with email marketing.
Oh, yes, tell me more about that. What kind of problems are we talking about?
Well, like how do you stand out in a crowded inbox, right? How do you write emails that actually get people to buy stuff without having to pay a fortune to a copywriter? And then there's the whole thing about using AI tools, which can get really complicated and expensive.
Yeah, I feel that it can be super overwhelming trying to figure out all the different AI tools and how to use them effectively.
Exactly. So Niche Email Pro GPT is claiming to simplify all of that.
Okay, so I'm definitely intrigued, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How does Niche Email Pro GPT actually work? What's the deal with this whole thing?
So basically, it's broken down into three main components.
Three. All right, I'm listening.
The first one is what they call 12 done-for-you sales email writing GPTs.
Done for you, huh? That sounds promising already. But what's the GPT exactly?
Right. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It's basically a type of AI that's been trained on a massive amount of data, so it can write text that sounds like a real person wrote it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's like having a robot copywriter.
Pretty much. But these GPTs are specifically trained to write sales emails, which is what makes them so powerful.
So they're not just writing any old emails. They're writing emails that are designed to sell stuff.
Exactly. They're fine-tuned for sales language and persuasive writing.
Okay, so no more staring at a blank screen trying to come up with catchy subject lines or calls to action. The AI does all that for you.
Yep, you got it. It takes care of all the heavy lifting.
I like the sound of that. What about the second component? What's that all about?
The second part is a collection of 1,200 image prompts.
Image prompts. So is this for like creating visuals for your emails?
It can be, but it's mainly designed to work with AI image generation platforms.
Oh, okay. So those tools that can create images from text descriptions.
Exactly. And the cool thing about these prompts is that you can use them with a bunch of different AI image platforms.
So you're not limited to just one specific tool.
Nope, you have a ton of flexibility.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, instead of trying to come up with creative ideas for visuals
Yeah.
or hiring a designer, you can just use these prompts and let the AI do the work.
You got it. It's a huge time saver, and it can really level up your visual game, especially if you're not a designer yourself.
That's a game changer, especially for someone like me who's, let's just say, not artistically inclined. All right, so we've got AI writing our emails and creating our visuals. What's the third component? What else does this thing do?
The third part is called the DFY Digital Product Pack. DFY stands for Done For You, by the way.
So more done-for-you stuff. I'm liking this more and more. What kind of digital products are we talking about here?
Well, it includes things like ebooks, guides, checklists, basically any kind of digital product you can think of.
Okay, and what do you do with them?
You can use them as lead magnets to grow your email list, bonuses to add value to your offers, or you can even sell them as is.
Wait a minute, so you're telling me I could potentially make money from these products?
Right. Absolutely. That's one of the big selling points of Niche Email Pro GPT. They actually give you a commercial license and PLR rights with these products.
Commercial license and PLR rights.
Yeah, so that means you can modify them, rebrand them, and sell them as your own. You have full control over them.
Whoa, hold on a second. So you're saying I could turn this one-time purchase of Niche Email Pro GPT into a whole new income stream?
You got it. You could offer these products to your audience, package them with other services, or even create your own AI-powered email marketing services using the tools they provide. It's pretty wild, right? You're not just getting these done-for-you emails and products, you're basically getting a whole business model.
Yeah, no kidding. I gotta say, it's all sounds pretty amazing, but like, is it for real? I mean, there's so many products out there that promise you the world and then they totally underdeliver.
I know, right? It's hard to know what to believe sometimes.
Exactly. Like, are we going to get bamboozled by this niche email pro GPT thing?
Well, I think it's smart to be a little skeptical. And to be honest, there are some things to consider.
Okay, good. Glad you said that. What kind of things?
One thing is, if you're using AI to write all your emails, they could start to sound kind of generic, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Like you don't want all your emails sounding like they were written by a robot.
For sure. I mean, personalization is super important in email marketing. You want to make sure your emails feel like they're coming from a real person, not some faceless machine.
Exactly. And that's something to keep in mind with any AI tool, really.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that human touch.
Right. It's a tool, not a replacement for your own creativity and strategy.
So I guess the question is, how does Niche Email Pro GPT handle that whole personalization thing?
From what I've seen, it looks like they've built in a lot of flexibility.
Oh, that's good. Like what kind of flexibility?
Well, you can customize the prompts and the inputs that you give to the AI, to guide it towards a specific tone or style that matches your brand.
Oh, okay. So it's not just a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
No, definitely not. And they also provide a lot of training and resources to help you understand how to use the tools effectively.
All right. So it's not just about plugging in some keywords and hoping for the best.
Well, you still got to put in the effort to make it work for you.
Okay, so I like that. It's more of a collaboration than a complete takeover.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like, if you were working with a team of copywriters.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
You wouldn't just give them a topic and say, go write me an email. You give them a brief, you tell them about your brand, your audience, your goals, right?
Makes sense.
It's the same with these AI tools. You got to give it clear instructions and feedback to get the best results.
Got it. So it's more like having a team of AI assistants rather than replacing yourself entirely.
Yeah.
But, okay, another thing I'm wondering about is the cost. They say it's a one-time purchase, which is definitely appealing, but, like, is it really more cost-effective than those monthly subscription AI tools?
That's a really good question.
Because there are a lot of those out there these days, right?
There are, yeah. And it really depends on your needs and how much you're going to use it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
If you're using AI for everything, like email marketing, social media, content creation, all that stuff,
Right,
then a subscription might make more sense in the long run.
because you're using it all the time, yeah.
But if you're just getting started with AI or you're not sure how much you'll use it, then Niche Email Pro GPT could be a good option.
It's a lower barrier to entry, right?
Exactly. You get a lot of tools and resources up front for a one-time fee.
Okay, I can see the appeal in that. But what about updates and stuff?
That's a good point.
Like with a subscription, you usually get new features and improvements all the time.
Right. So that's something to consider.
With Niche Email Pro GPT, you're kind of locked in with what you get initially.
Yeah. But AI is changing so fast these days.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What's considered cutting edge today could be outdated tomorrow.
That's true.
So it's important to stay on top of things and be ready to adapt.
Yeah, it's not a set it and forget it kind of deal.
No, you got to keep learning and evolving.
But hey, that's part of what makes this whole AI thing so exciting, right?
I think so. It's always changing, always something new to discover.
I like that.
And I think what Niche Email Pro GPT does well is it makes AI more accessible,
Yeah, that's a good point.
for people who aren't tech experts or coders.
Right, you don't need a computer science degree to use it.
Exactly. It's about giving people the tools to use AI without having to be a tech wizard.
I like that. It's empowering. So, okay, we've talked about the features, the benefits, the cost,
Yeah.
but I think there's another important aspect we need to address here.
Yeah.
The ethical side of things.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
I mean, we're talking about machines writing emails for us,
Right.
and that raises some questions, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, how much should we be relying on AI for these kinds of things?
Right. Is it even ethical?
Well, I think one of the biggest concerns is transparency.
Oh, you mean like being upfront about using AI?
Exactly. Should you tell people that your emails are written by a machine?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it feels kind of deceptive to hide it.
Right, like you're trying to trick people into thinking you wrote it yourself.
But on the other hand, if the AI is doing a good job and the content is still high quality and relevant,
Does it really matter who wrote it?
that's the debate, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a gray area.
Some people think there needs to be a clear distinction between human-created and AI-generated content.
Oh, interesting.
Others say that as long as the content is valuable and engaging, who cares how it was made?
I guess it depends on the context, too. Like, maybe it's not a big deal if you're using AI to write a blog post, but what about personal emails?
Right. That feels more sensitive.
Yeah, like you're pretending to be someone you're not.
I think it comes down to intention. Are you using AI to deceive people?
Or to manipulate them.
Yeah, then that's definitely unethical.
But if you're using it as a tool to be more creative, Or to save time.
to reach more people with your message.
Yeah, maybe it's not so bad.
It's a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
So it's really up to each individual to decide how they feel comfortable using it.
Absolutely. We're all still figuring this out as we go.
It's a learning process, for sure. Okay, so after all of that, after diving deep into this whole niche email pro GPT thing,
Mhm.
what are your final thoughts? Is it the game changer that everyone's making it out to be?
Well, I think it definitely has the potential to be,
Yeah, I can see that.
especially for anyone who wants to step up their email marketing game.
Right, it's got a lot of cool features.
It's affordable, it's easy to use.
And it's AI powered, which is, kind of the future of everything these days.
Right. It's amazing what AI can do.
Yeah, and I think what excites me most is the idea of using AI not just to automate stuff, but to actually be more creative.
To push your boundaries and try new things.
Exactly. It's like having this superpower that you can use to level up your marketing. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by Niche Email Pro GPT. And for anyone who's been struggling with email marketing or who just wants to explore what AI can do, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a fascinating tool, and it could be exactly what you need to take your business to the next level. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. And be sure to check out my other videos for more tips and insights on all things marketing and AI.